You're listening to Left Up the Valley 2.0, Atheist, Skeptic, and Humanist Radio.
All right, Sabrina, you got a top 10 for us?
I do. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So this week...
Feels like it's been a while since we had a top 10.
It's only been like 2 weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah.
It's too long.
Well,
it's too long,
you know,
Sabrina.
With all the I'm just going to preface this with the M&M story this week.
Oh, nice.
This was kind of the inspiration for my top 10. So we all know that the green M&M and the brown M&M are getting a goddamn, makeover again, and they're not going to be as sexy anymore. And so Tucker Carlson they're not
going to be as sexy to Tucker Carlson.
Right. Poor Tucker.
I'm really still sexy to a lot of people.
Yeah, so poor Tucker Carlson has just kind of gone crazy about that and has been ranting about it. I think he's forgetting about the days when they were male M&Ms.
Yeah, the green M&Ms.
So I mean, green and brown M&Ms were both male before, so they're technically trans. And, he's got a real thing for the old, the what was she wearing? Go-go boots, little green M&M.
Yeah. No, that was the
now
brown
she's wearing
one.
sneakers, and the poor brown one lost her heels, and now she's just
got
wearing
block
kind
heels
of flats.
So
and poor Tuck, he's so upset. So.
Fucked up his spank bank,
You gotta call him Tuckums every time. His name is Tuckums.
Poor Tuckums.
Oh, Tuckums.
So there's the part about he's just kind of said so many stupid things.
It's so hard to be the heir of the Swanson fortune. It's so difficult. Someone give this guy a break.
Heir for over 10 years now. He went on Fox in like 2009 or some stupid thing. So he said a lot of things in that time that just kind of make you go, oh my god. So here's some 10 stupid things Tucker Carlson has said.
Oh, this is
brilliant. Yes.
So, number 10 is he claims that wind power is a scam.
Oh.
He said that how will it heat your house when it's minus 30 below? Wind power is a scam.
It's not oh god. Oh,
it's like, wind makes it colder, stupids. Okay. I've slept with a fan next to me. I know how this works. Okay.
It's like the argument against solar. Like, what are you going to do when it's cold? And like, actually, the solar panels are more effective in lower temperatures. And they're like,
Right?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites is with that. It's like, because all of the days in Minnesota are gray when it's cold. And it's like, no, actually, when it's negative 20, it's blue. Just nobody looks up because it's too painful.
Oh,
exactly.
shit.
It's way too bright.
And when it comes to solar panels, technology is good enough now that in Germany, for example, they've been using it for quite a while, and they have the kind of weather that we have up here in Vancouver and Seattle. It's gray all the time, and the solar panels work perfectly fine.
Exactly.
They've developed. It doesn't have to be clear skies all the time.
No, the rays cut through that stuff.
Did he never use a solar calculator?
Right.
Did you ever use a
calculator?
calculator?
Forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, good point.
Number 9, Tucker said that black presidential candidate Cory Booker was not allowed to discuss racism.
What?
Yeah, he claims it's essentially impossible for a black person from an upper middle class background to experience racism, pointing specifically to Cory Booker, calling it again a scam.
He
likes that word scam.
Yeah. Jesus.
So he's essentially saying if you are better off, monetarily speaking, you don't experience racism.
Exactly.
Only the poor people experience racism.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's just a blatantly failed understanding of what racism is. They're like bad, poor people that aren't white, and it's like this happens to everyone.
Because if you compared him to the people that make the same amount of money as him, right, he would still be having an experience that would, is different from their experience because of racism. So it doesn't matter.
By the way, speaking of racism, if you haven't seen on Netflix, there's this documentary called 13 about how essentially African Americans have been treated in the U.S. since the 13th Amendment and all that stuff. It's gold. Go watch it. It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So to carry on with the fact that he's an idiot,
I'm glad you highlighted that. We didn't figure that out.
Number 8 is remember that time when he called the Iraqis primitive monkeys?
Ooh.
Jesus.
So he made several appearances on a shock radio show. I think it is called Bubba the Love Sponge.
Oh yeah, then you can thank our state for that asshole. Yep, he came from here.
So he said a string of very racist comments about Iraqis and Barack Obama on that show. So he called them primitive.
I remember that.
Primitive monkeys.
Ugh, one piece of shit.
So
technically, it's true of the human race. We are primitive monkeys in many, many ways.
Yes.
All of us, though.
There's a lot of history with that word, though, for certain areas. So,
and it's just not okay.
No.
So number 7, remember that time he was blaming immigration for making homelessness worse? You might not. I'm not. So
that's the caravan, right?
Yeah, he was touring in Los Angeles, and he said Los Angeles is supposedly one of the richest cities in the world, and in some ways it is. But the video you're watching shows something else. He said, Carlson said this as the network was airing footage of homeless camps in the area shot by one of the video's producers the week before. And he said California's poor, meandering, trash-filled streets right in the middle of the city, block after block. Homelessness encampments on the sidewalks blanketing downtown LA. This is how the poor spent Easter Sunday in California, he continued. They weren't clustered along a single road either. It wasn't just like Skid Row. It was many Skid Rows. We drove 3 completely different blocks and the encampments just continued. It's America's second largest city. He also ended, you might be wondering, with so many people priced out of local housing, people literally living in RVs, miles of RVs parked along the streets as you're watching here in tents. Why wouldn't local leaders stop the flow of new arrivals to get prices under control and opening up new housing? They're doing the opposite.
That's not how that works.
No. And this guy's going to try a political run.
It's one of those, he's so close to the point, he stepped on it and then the rake hit him in the face.
Yes, exactly.
He said people want no limits on people moving here when the state can't even house the people who are already here. LA is a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state. Every politician there with any ambition will denounce our border as an atrocity and immigration enforcement as an abomination.
Wait a second. Just 1 minute. He just said the state cannot house these people. If you wanted the state to house these homeless people, wouldn't he be decrying socialism?
Right? Yeah, that's
okay. But here's the other thing. Imagine if a state made a law that said nobody can move here anymore.
Yeah,
right?
They'd be screaming about their freedoms. Everyone would be like, I'm moving to California. I'm going to prove them wrong. I don't care if I get fined. I don't care if I go to jail. I have rights.
There's definitely a lose-lose situation for a lot of left area policies. Like almost no matter where on the spectrum you are on the left, it's like it's very much a lose-lose situation. You're damned if you do anything, and then you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So here's another. This is one of my. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One of my favorites. Number 6, when he claimed that the metric system was akin to tyranny.
I remember this one. Yeah,
I quit the show.
you can't say that too much.
Here you go. Quote, almost every nation on earth has fallen under the yoke of tyranny, the metric system. From Beijing to Buenos Aires, from Lusaka to London, the people of the world have been forced to measure their environment in millimeters and kilograms. The United States is the only major country that has resisted, but we have no reason to be ashamed of using feet and pounds.
Oh my God.
The UK doesn't use pure metric. The UK uses miles. The UK uses stones.
And to be your devil advocate, Sabrina, NASA and all of the scientists in the US use fucking millimeters.
I thought that one was pretty good.
Okay, for American listeners, if you don't understand why the rest of the world works in metric and not the U.S., okay,
because it's better.
Metric is based on a base 10.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Yep.
You take 10 millimeters makes a centimeter. Milli to centi. Milli for 1,000. Centi
100
for 100
millimeters makes a centimeter.
No. 10 millimeters makes a centimeter.
Look, no one wants a math lesson. Move on.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's on a base.
see, don't tell me how to do math. I'm a little too tired for that.
It's on a base 10 all the time. That is why they use metric. Because
Anyway.
it's that simple. It's just easier than saying 3.8.
He's very passionate about metric, you guys.
We can tell.
Because we have to sit here and get out a calculator and start doing calculus to fucking figure out, like, you know, like a pound to ounces and shit. You know, it's ridiculous.
No, you don't, Brent. Just ask Google. It will tell you. You don't even need to do the work.
It's really easy.
Google's been paid off by big metric. Okay, I'm not doing it. No.
As a baker, I am all about us going to the metric system because I hate using cups for all of that. Grams are all the way.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to cook in metric. I agree.
Graham crackers? You want to bake in graham crackers?
Graham crackers.
Yeah.
Only if I'm making cheesecake.
Use a spoonful. I mean, depends on the spoon, right? There's a whole bunch.
Yes.
It's a teaspoon, a tablespoon. What kind of? I've got big, huge spoons. I mean, is that? I don't know.
And number 5. Remember the time that he said Ilhan Omar is living proof that immigration has made U.S. more dangerous?
Oh God.
Yeah, he went on an unhinged attack on the congresswoman, but it was actually really probably worth it for her response, which is she is living proof that, he said she is living proof that the way that we practice immigration has become more dangerous to this country. She's is a living fire alarm, a warning to the rest of us that we better change our immigration or else. So she fought back and just basically, I don't have the quote here, I didn't copy it, but she was just like, I love my country and fuck you, basically.
Yeah,
that's about right.
I mean, off the top of my head, didn't she move here when she was like a child?
I didn't do
she
enough
was
research.
very young. I mean, she grew up in the U.S.
Yeah, she's just Muslim.
Yeah, she was. I think she was. She was just born somewhere else, and I think she moved in before the age of 5. She grew up in the U.S.
Yeah, for the most part, she is a refugee, though. So there's a lot of stuff that she still does have memories of and knows about because of being a first-generation immigrant. She's absolutely phenomenal as someone from Minnesota. That was actually one of the downsides of moving away from where I was before, is now I can't vote for her again.
Oh,
sad eyes.
Yes, she's Minneapolis. I'm St. Paul.
Gross.
Yeah.
So number 4 was when he called white supremacy a hoax.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah. So this
white
was
supremacy is a
the
hoax.
whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. So
The entirety of it.
Yeah, a shooting in El Paso, Texas, where a gunman who was a self-identified white supremacist killed at least 22 people. He tried to claim the racist movement wasn't a problem in the United States, and it was a hoax similar in nature to Russia. He said, quote, white supremacy is actually not a real problem in America. He called white supremacy calling white supremacy an issue is a hoax and a conspiracy theory used to divide the country.
Wow.
Wild.
By them, by the people that want to divide the country because they want demographics of the country to either die or leave.
We love our little Tuckums here.
But
so
it's not a hoax. Jesus.
Number 3 is when he blamed wokeness on the spread of coronavirus.
Oh.
What? That
Yeah,
sounds...
in the early days of the pandemic, he pointed the finger at China and said that everyone should have been a bit more racist, and maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't have spread so fast. Of course, I'm being sarcastic.
Wow.
His quote is, wokeness is a cult. They'll let you die before they admitted that diversity is not our strength.
What?
Can you just say anything is anything now? Like, is that allowed? Like, Tucker can just say anything's a cult and, evolution's a religion. Anything can be anything.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
Number 2.
What worries me is we've discussed on this podcast before that, Donald Trump came within a hair's breadth of destroying democracy in the U.S. And I said the only thing that would make it worse is if somebody like him was smarter. And that's what I think Carlson is.
Yeah.
He's a smarter version of Trump.
Yeah.
I think he might be smart enough, though, to know not to want to be the kingmaker and not the king.
Yes. Yeah. I think
that could be true. So, number 2 was when he claimed Black Lives Matter protesters will come for you, and that the movement isn't about Black lives.
Oh God.
What is it about then?
Right. So this was, of course, following the death of George Floyd. So you thought that he'd be a little bit more kind. No, he said this may be a lot of things, this moment we are living through, but is definitely not about Black lives. And remember that when they come for you, and at this rate, they will.
Black.
I remember that. Oh yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Like, this is just ridiculous.
Oh,
I mean, he's basically saying the black people are going to come for you. And
Yes.
That's exactly what he's
super
saying.
fucking
He's so
racist.
Was he speaking to statues? Now, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's got a bunch of statue viewers. I don't know.
If you ever watch Bowling for Columbine from Michael Moore, in the movie, he's got this short 2-3 minute cartoon clip about the history of guns. And it is so brilliant because it's exactly what it says. It says as soon as they managed to free the slaves, the whites essentially escape those suburbs, arm themselves, and are just waiting for the blacks to come for them.
Yeah.
And to this day,
They still haven't come.
Fear is prevalent.
Yeah.
In the American psyche.
Is that the one where he went and just opened some doors in Canada and was able to just walk into people's houses because the doors were unlocked?
One of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
That doesn't happen in the city, but it absolutely happens in small towns. I used to sleep with my door unlocked all the time.
Wow.
Hey.
That's just crazy to us Americans. I'm just saying.
I mean, granted, I lived in middle of St. Paul, and growing up, we didn't lock our door. I mean, at night we not locked our door, but during the day it was open for the most part.
Yeah. So anyway, number one is I didn't write anything other than the title because I'm hoping that you guys know about this, but if you don't, I do have some history here. Federal agents directly incited people on January 6th and intentionally entrapped American citizens. That's his conspiracy.
That was the documentary. Yeah.
That's the FBI.
Patriot Purge.
Yeah, he has zero evidence, but he's spouting it off like it's true.
He doesn't need evidence. No. Because they've covered this over and over and over and over and over again. They're not telling people facts. They're just giving their own personal opinions. That's his entire show. He's not using it as a news show. It's an opinion piece.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah. He went to court and basically even said that. His lawyers basically said nobody in their right mind would take Tucker Carlson seriously.
I remember that. That was recently, yes.
This is his defense.
That was probably against the documentary.
But it's also the same defense that Alex Jones used and everything like that. He's a character. It's not true. And blah, blah, blah. But the problem is they repeat it so often that the average idiot that's watching the show believes it after a while.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. 10 things that.
Tuckums.
All right. Yeah, and let me just add one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to add one real quick to the list too, because this is the one that I always use when I'm in a debate about media. Is the time that he said that the pipes exploded in Texas was because Texas switched to the Green New Deal.
I didn't
Texas, the oil tycoon capital of the fucking country, went green, and they bought it. Their viewers bought it. Yeah. But I didn't even have to look anything up. I knew that was bullshit.
Yeah, it's just an opinion piece, though.
My head hurts thinking about that.